No, I think after our experiences in this series, I think you might be hoping for a little bit too much with that one. Although, I mean, we saw Malphite like a couple of times, and they were in pretty good spots too, and we were like, wow, this makes sense. And then we never saw him again.
I mean, you have so many options for top laners here. In this spot, you have Sion, you have Malphite, you have Ram. Ramus top even.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose turret plates and then just come online in mid game, and everything is fine. It is. Why Kennen? Because Kennen and Sylas now, they're hurting each other. And I mean, the question is will CuVee actually find the 5.5 minute recall now into Seeker's arm guard in order to have a better chance in the laning phase?
Yeah, and it may come down to comfort as well. I mean, CuVee, we always have to think about, you know, what is in his champion pool right now. He's played one game of GP, one game of Kennen, and we haven't seen him in a while. So maybe he's just thinking, well, I'm gonna go back onto Kennen, see if it works this time.
Well, I mean, he'll have to play it very different. If he plays it like in game number 1, same things are going to happen. Mireu is going to be back on the Sylas, so we'll see what he can do with it this time around. Will they lose to Boris once again, Valdez?
I think there's a pretty good chance. Seems like Boris is really on his game tonight, so can't really knock him off his game. He's going really well. The Jhin is going to be interesting. We saw Jhin today in game number 1 of Afrika versus Team Dynamics that was being played by Duckdam, and it seemed okay. I mean, it didn't seem like he was getting some insane value, but I could see the reasons why he was picking him up, and I do believe that Aiming can pilot it a bit better, as he is one of our premier AD carries here in the LCK.
See what he can do with it down here in bottom. Both AD carries taking cleanse with their supports, having the exhaust. We're taking a look at the runes here. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Yet again, Spellbook on CuVee up against the Lucian. It does surprise me, again, to not just go for sustain and have more control. You do get access to exhaust in... Stop, please.
I love they just put it back up like they don't need to do that.
Stop, change the panel.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What?
Ward goes down. He's able to read.
He anticipates this might be a possibility. It's just so strange. All right, so they had Thresh moving up because they thought that there was going to be a fight inside of the jungle. And Marlang not having flash means he's a lot more susceptible, but in doing so, Viper now starts without a cleanse. He's also missing some EXP and some CS. Lehends is going to move back in through the river brush. He's going to end up taking an auto attack as well as a Q, loses bone plating here. And lane control is still miserable. Now, Lehends could have just gone all the way around. Saved his HP a little bit. Probably not going to matter, but still.
Yeah. And the Lucian went blue to... no, not blue. Red to blue. And he's now going to be starting with his Grom. So the ping went down there from his own team. Be curious to know why they're pinging their Lucian, but he's going to look to get double buff and maybe be active on the map here and perhaps forego some farming early on, as he has come into the bottom side. This is the old YeongJae coming on in and looking for that early kill, picks up first blood, and nicely done to get on in there. It's going to relieve some of the pressure that was being pushed in by KT's bot lane.
Yeah, and I really like what Smeb is doing, by the way. He ends up cheatering into a call immediately, so
yeah,
that's pretty nice. As far as the bottom lane playing goes, I mean, it was so bread and butter. And it's so surprising that KT ends up dying to it after knowing the start and what could end up happening. So, definitely surprising. Marlang down here on Graves right now. 3 camping and praying. And then Hanwha Life just makes a blunder.
I don't understand that. Are they just gonna like walk into the river? Like Thresh is just gonna walk into the river and then with no summoners, maybe he'll get the kill? I suppose that was the idea. He's not even taking the Raptors, which is generally a pretty nice camp for the Graves, and now he's gonna come over here and try to double scuttle. Might be able to do so. YeongJae is coming on in, but Marlang, no smite actually, but still is going to be able to lock down the double scuttle from here.
And CuVee is trying to shove in the wave, but I mean, Smeb is just sitting pretty right now. Double Biscuit, Red Potion, Cole, and Doran's Blade. So let's take a look at this one more time. This is all happening because they didn't get the crash in on the turret on wave 3. And so this whole thing could have just been prevented. TusiN ends up dying and going down.
Why didn't he flash down, by the way?
Well,
because, like, he got played, yes, and he's slowed. He's right in front of the Thresh. He elected to flash up, which got him closer to the Caitlyn and the Lucian. But had he flashed down, you know, I think he would have had a better chance of living. Maybe still would have died, but I was just curious what his thought process was there. Maybe he thought he could get to the wall and try to magical journey, but I think he was only level 2, so didn't quite have it available just yet.
And aiming, just trying to keep this wave, I guess, shoved up, but you look at top lane, and CuVee found the recall here. Oh,
what is that? What? The hitbox is insane. That is a very rounded hook that Lehends has brought into this game. Really not sure how that one was able to mark its target. Bit of trading here in the mid lane.
Oh my. That was some dark magic. That was some fell magic out of Thresh there. We'll see it in the replay.
That's pretty insane. Not gonna lie.
Well,
I'm just kind of waiting for the replay. You can see YeongJae's coming in here trying to push it out so Mireu gets a good back. He doesn't have TP. We've seen this before. It's actually more common nowadays, I feel. The jungle is coming into the mid lane trying to help get their mid laners good backs.
Well, this is definitely something. As again, Smeb is just in a really nice position up here in top lane. Triple sustain items. Has the biscuits. Probably going to see the replay in just a second here as we have a lot of downtime. And take a look at this. So, the fell magic by Thresh. Looking like, honestly, I don't even... That was some pretty broken stuff out of him. That was a Warlock hook if I've ever seen one.
Bard is, he's a bit thick.
He absolutely is.
With 2 Cs, of course. And unfortunately, that allows you to get hooked a little bit better. And that's what happens. So Barty's gotta handle that for the next game. And that's pretty unfortunate for TusiN. He is, of course, down now 0-2. You can see CuVee here actually getting a pretty good read about this one, and we got Lehends coming in as well. The sun will go down, but the lantern is perfect as a really nice response now from the side of Hanwha Life. Lehends able to get there on time.
And, I mean, looks like the cannon will be saved. Lehends able to pick that up for CuVee.
Oh, he's going to get it all.
Yep. So not a whole lot of denial going to be achieved here by KT and Hanwha Life. I mean, with that initial Infernal Dragon, it's pretty valuable for them. Bilgewater Cutlass now picked up for Lucian as he makes his way back up into top lane. And CuVee's in a really weird spot where he doesn't want to stay in the lane, because if he stays in the lane for this wave, and the next wave, and the wave after that, Lucian just benefits so much more with sustain and to lock him in. So I feel like this is one of those spots where you have to hard shove the wave, or you take this wave, wait for the second wave, which is passing top tier 2 now, let it get there, and then just AoE the entire wave and kill it to get the reset off. Because as played, Now Lucian can take the next wave, crash it into CuVee's turret, and then pull the next 3 future waves and maintain a very good stranglehold over the lane with the freeze. But no, it looks like he's actually slow pushing. And the only reason I could assume that he's doing this is because Graves is going to want to go to Scuttle Crab and get Herald. Okay, well, I guess.
Yeah, well, I thought we were going to have Herald squad maneuver from mid straight up into the Herald, but it didn't happen. I would imagine these two teams love their Rift Heralds. It's just the way they want to play. They want to be proactive, even if sometimes they don't win the trades from it. But for now, nobody's really focusing on that objective. And yeah, we're just kind of sitting here waiting to see which team is going to make that first move. Hanwha Life did pick up that early Infernal after the trades down on the bottom side. And potentially make a play down here. The red card, not going to be ideal. Not going to be ideal at all. But Flash comes out of Mireu at least. Trade for the Tempered Fate.
Yeah, and Viper, meanwhile, down here in bot lane, just shoving it in. And Hanwha Life, I mean, the gold score is totally even. But they have that one Infernal Drake on their side. So it's going to be another one of these games going on here. Smeb just waiting for the wave to eventually come back into him as it is pushing into Smeb. And will he just instantly wave clear it? I mean, this is something that could end up happening. No, he's just last sitting. Rod of Ages has been complete for TF. We're 10 minutes into the game.
By the way,
why did you gasp?
We have a Ninja Tabby purchase by Viper. Viper has purchased it. He's the first one on his team.
All right.
So we're 1 for 6.
All right.
Now,
okay.
1 for 6. Now, will we have any more is the question. Because I was talking to you in between the games, and obviously some of the itemization was frustrating us during game number 2, and I was just saying, you know, I wonder if the coach is actually just going to go up to them and say, you guys need to fix your itemization.
Yeah.
And will we see any change? And lo and behold, we do start off with one here for the Caitlyn, of all people. As nice amount of burst damage coming out of Marlang, really just trying to push YeongJae out of there as Tempered Fate comes in, but he gets himself involved. As do they have the burst damage? In goes the Lee Syndrome. Does he get the kill? It doesn't look like it, as the Ignite will take him down. Marlang going to end up picking up the kill as YeongJae not able to calculate that trade. And
yeah. I mean, Hanwha Life are just playing super overly aggressive for no reason.
Speaking of which.
Okay. Flash play, and okay, well.
Nem's Cloak is just so good.
Yep.
Especially for champions like Jhin.
Big trade. The active coming out there to try to slow down CuVee. Does not have Blade of the Ruin King yet. 2 minions away from the call completion. And KT, I mean, they should be able to get the Rift Herald. Graves gets Rift Herald. He might just come top lane and plant it for loot. I mean, he could just summon it, to be completely honest at this point. He doesn't need to walk up, although he might invade red side jungle immediately after. Hanwha Life are getting they're going to get the second dragon. And Mountain makes the game spicy again. Cloud is resident sleeper.
There you go. Cloud Soul is on the way. That is going to be the choice here. As CuVee, you don't want to face check that brush. Had the attack pressed upon him. And yeah, I mean, they weren't able to take out that top turret, which is pretty unfortunate. You guys can see the tiny amount of health that it has up there in the top right. As we're going to, once again, break down this mid lane fight.
So, Graves just presses for damage against Lee Sin. The reason I find that so surprising is because Lee is in close proximity with Smite onto the Raptor camp, so he'll be full HP again if he wants to be anyway. They lock down TusiN, and then he goes in, thinks that he's going to get the execute, and if he would end up getting the execute and getting the triumph back, he would live through the ignite.
Yeah.
So that could be something that he's calculating.
잡았어.
I got him. I like how throughout this whole trade, he activates the refillable potion right at the very end.
이게 저마지.
It's like, this is Ignite. Yeah. The power of Ignite. He's trying to prove to his teammates just why he has picked Ignite Graves Jungle twice in a row.
Well, at this point, KT, they're still in a pretty good spot here. Not the end of the world for them. However, depending on the boots that start coming in for the opponents, things can definitely get interesting. Caitlyn already has her ninja boots. We're expecting that Kennen should pick them up as well as Lucian. Sylas as well to follow there shortly thereafter. Thresh getting the boots of mobility strikes me as very strange because a lot of the fights, I don't think mobility boots really mattered for the startup on them. And it's not like there was a lot of early game acceleration going on across the board. There's not a lot happening in the game right now, so items are basically the thing that we can really look at and dive deep on. I mean, YeongJae is going to come up here in top lane and look for something, but Twisted Fate going to foil his plans. Wait,
no, Sylas.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, stolen Destiny Gate. Stolen Gate. Gonna look for the kick and use that CC as the Q will connect, as here comes the cavalry coming in from KT. They're gonna shut down the Lee Sin. The flash on in from Mireu. They're gonna pick up another kill as Hanwha Life will clamp down for the 2v1 in terms of kills. That was close. Gonna get tempered on the feet. And another exhaust gonna use this time around. They don't have the ability to kill either of these champions at this point, so I really don't understand reaching there.
And okay, we're gonna have some resets taking place. Now, Bot is just a gentleman's lane right now. Aiming and Viper are just like, you see what our top sides are doing? He's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
How are you doing over there, number one? Doing pretty good, number two. Obviously talking about their damage percent.
Yeah. And TusiN's trying to be the cool kid. He's like trying to join the gentleman's club, but he's not. He's 0-2. He didn't do much damage this game.
Spark boots built by Kennen.
Yeah.
Boris gets another one.
I mean, let's take another look here at this.
Yeah, Slicing Maelstrom goes in. And like you said, the cavalry arrived. Lee Sin goes down, and watch the flash by Mireu. Locks up Marlang. He doesn't really have anywhere that he can go. And Lehends was there to cut off, even if Graves would somehow avoid the skill shot of Sylas. So, not the end of the world. There is a bit of hope, as Sylas has picked up the mask. Although he has the Merc Treads, it feels like he's doing that mostly just because of the Twisted Fate with the gold cards. Normally TF does incentivize that item.
That was a quick Jhin ult cancel right there. The hook is going to land on the Bard, and this is why Thresh can be so damning up against that Bard. We're going to try to chase down the flash in by Viper. He is not messing around. That will be a 2 for 0 in favor of Hanwha Life with the Cloud Drake up here. They will move on to Cloud Drake's Soul after they easily take this down. And they're just getting a lot of kills along the way here for their team.
Yeah, I mean, Hanwha Life are just cruising in this game now at this point. Aiming
not even over.
Yeah, he's done.
Destiny Gate, you see Ucal, he's like, well, this is awkward. I guess I'll go mid. And actually might amount to a kill here as the culling stolen and does 0 after all that. CuVee's like, let me get into the action. It looks cool doing it, but doesn't actually do anything effective. So, kind of just coming in there and not doing much.
And at this point, they're threatening Cloud Soul in 4.5 minutes from now. Oblivion Orb picked up by Kennen. in the face of already present magic resist items on the enemy team, and with the dragon have just going down. So he had more than enough time to just wait for Void. No sense of urgency. Meanwhile, in the replay, I mean, Hanwha Life, they just keep getting so much value in the fights. They pick up another kill onto Marlang.
Yeah, the fact that TusiN is just walking up to the Thresh and getting hooked, that shouldn't happen, right? That doesn't often happen in our games, and it shouldn't be happening. The culling is here. Viper's like, yeah, you can take it. I'm not going to block this. I don't care. And maybe the angle is weird there. Maybe he just didn't want to be the next victim. Either way, that is going to be the lockdown onto Thresh. And the kill on the mid lane turret, so a little tidbit taken there by KT.
I mean, it really just feels like these two are really going back and forth. I mean, we see the Bard ultimate here. Viper able to get to the Lantern.
Yeah. And it was pretty close to the enemy champion, so I guess he just didn't want to take the risk. Just gonna let it be. We are on a bit of a roller coaster of a goal difference graph here. Up and down and up. Down and now back up.
What was that shadow?
I don't know.
Did you
what
see
was that?
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Is that Bard's UFO?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, that's so cool.
I didn't actually realize that it had like a.
Oh, and he has crop circles.
Yeah.
I wonder what that says in Bard's language.
Freeze.
I want to. That's what they've been trying to tell us all along.
Yeah. Bard is the only one smart enough. He's as old as the universe, so he's the only one that gets it. Everybody else is a little bit too behind the 8 ball on that one.
Well. All right. Bard is, you know, definitely a gentleman here.
Yeah.
Ucal is going to finally raise the spot tier 1 turret and push on into the next wave. Only to be met by Mireu. I feel like the next team fight is going to decide the game at this point. Lucian's trying to go into the crit now for his itemization. Jhin already at 2 crit items. Stormrazor and Rapid Fire have been completed. Graves going the Black Cleaver. And, I mean, it's going to amplify all the physical damage for everyone ever so slightly, but we don't have any, like, not the end of the world.
Yeah. And, I mean, Lucian's not picking it up either, so I guess they want to have one person for the 3 members, but I think you just did it again. We saw the end of that UFO once again, actually.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Nice to see animations like that.
Yep.
Being added in.
And 1 minute until the Cloud Dragon comes up, and I imagine that Sylas, yeah, all right. I just actually got the email from PayPal, yeah. That Leandri has been secured. Morello on Kennen.
3,100.
So, the Morello on Kennen, I think a lot of people would want to make fun of it here, and trust me, I do too. However, Cloud Souls in 45 seconds, and the question would be, can he get any more power?
Stopwatch.
Than this? He could end up getting stopwatch, but that gives him utility, not outright power. And so the question becomes: does he value the damage and enabling his teammates more than his own survival? And with the Sork Pen boots as well, I think that's basically just what CuVee is going for.
It is an important fight. I mean, because I think as a player, he knows that they're going to be fighting big over this. They don't necessarily have to, but they are going to, as there's the stun onto CuVee, and he's just immediately taken out. You can see he was looking for an angle, but he was spotted for a very long time. And immediately, KT were just slowly sidling over. Speaking of which, nice blast away there, and he gets the stun onto both of them, the Tempered Fate. Only onto the TF, but here comes the chase. With the grenade bouncing. As Ucal gonna go in and flash.
Well, that's Baron. They're leading him over to it. It's very nice how generous they're being.
Wow, taxied over here. That's going to make it 3 kills. Okay, we're just going to try to back in the brush. Maybe he can get up. Nope. Denied by Smeb. Going to shoot him down, and that is going to be the ace. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Last kill will go into the pockets of Ucal. And now we are just going to immediately turn over to the Baron as KT are able to take a big fight.
Yeah, and the really unfortunate thing is no one else has teleport on the side of Hanwha Life, so even if CuVee rushes down to that dragon, it's very unlikely he's going to be able to take it. So, looks like he's running down into bot lane first. Some of the members on KT should, I mean, everyone should actually recall instantly and rush to that dragon to deny that capture. And with this stability now being granted over to them, I mean, you just have to wonder what is CuVee doing.
He also missed the...
You can say he's looking for an angle, but it looks like he's actually just trying to join his friends in mid. Because everyone knows the scariest slicing Maelstrom is the one that is coming face forward, you know? So
yeah, of course.
Ucal, I mean, he gets locked up by the Tempered Fate, doesn't really matter. Magical Journey coming in. And I don't know what Hanwha Life is. Well, we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to disengage, but there's no possible way. Smeb actually blunders really big here. You're going to see him flash in a moment for no reason whatsoever. It's probably not going to affect the end result of the game, but obviously he's trolling out of his mind right there. Kate's already dead. There's no way for her to live against aiming, or she's running into Smeb regardless, so it just doesn't make any sense.
It's like
ADA Kyle.
Yeah, it's either that or it's like he's just really pumped, you know? And he's like, well, we won this one anyway, so... Well... okay, TusiN is going to die. Here comes the rest of the team. They have some pretty insane damage. Now Smeb is going to lead the charge, and so many damages coming out there from the team, as the trap wall is going to be quite annoying for them at least, so they're not going to be able to follow up there. With the Baron, it is a 1-for-2 in favor of KT. I think it could have been a little bit cleaner, but either way, they're still going to take the victory in that little skirmish.
It does look like KT are just so far ahead now at this point, and with the item stunting on the side of Hanwha Life, I mean, it certainly doesn't help whatsoever. So all things are looking really rough right now. If you're a Hanwha Life esports fan, take a look at how this transpired. Temper Fate comes out onto Lehends, curtain call being held. Slicing Maelstrom forward along with YeongJae ends up taking Bard down. But then Bard from his UFO calls for everyone's heads and gets rewarded. So I just wanted you to know that, Valdez.
Yeah, that's classic Bard right there. He is the leader. And remember, guys, they still have Baron here. They have a little bit of a Baron power play, about 2.3 thousand. But there wasn't any really critical damage done to the base of Hanwha Life. They didn't take any inhibitor turrets even. Everything's mostly standing here, even the inner turrets. The tier 2 turrets all still standing for Hanwha Life. They took the 1-for-2 fight, and that was about it. So, still in the lead, but this is something that I think if it were, you know, a top team in the LCK, they probably would have capitalized a little bit more. As that is going to be a really nice ult. Can they follow up on it? The stun will come in. CuVee gets a nice slicing Maelstrom and does a ton of damage to that front line as the cards are coming out. But now, here we go. It's Sylas' turn.
Oh, red card.
Yeah, coming out there, and he is so dead. Oh, here it goes back in. Hanwha Life are coming back somehow in this game.
Well, that was very unfortunate. I mean, we'll see it in the replay. This game is just up and down. It is all around. This is definitely...
I feel like I'm taking a ride on parts.
Yeah, we are on a roller coaster for sure. Tempered Fate hits 3 people. Marlang going in there, using his entire ultimate. Ucal cleanses right away. Gold card initially onto Mireu, and then no one's grouping with Ucal before he becomes red card Ronald. And Mireu eventually able to look for TusiN as well before going back in on Ucal. And here's Mireu's first person view.
뒤에 TP, 뒤에 TP. 야, 기본 나 TP
I like how he's fighting without really moving his screen. He's just moving the mouse so that he can keep attention on so many more things rather than just centering his screen.
바텀 라인 관리할게요.
He looks down at bottom lane, tells his team what exactly he's going to do next. That takes a lot of practice to get into a point where you play with your mouse at edges or center or different locations on the screen without moving it.
Yeah.
If it is meaning that you're getting to see and pay attention to a lot more things. Generally, people, they tunnel in, they spacebar on themselves, or they only look at the area that they're going to.
Yeah. That can get you into trouble. We've all experienced that. And it's pretty uncommon as well, even for LCK players. We don't get to see those first-person views like that very often, so it's pretty cool to see Mireu doing it on this team. We got the Cloud Drake coming up here in 15 seconds. Do Hanwha Life want to make a stand just yet, or do they want to say, well, it's just one Cloud Drake, not the end of the world? Well, looks like KT want to fight before that happens anyway. TP coming in, there's the flash play. Hook going to sail wide. As now, that was really close. Oh, this is going to be a huge amount of poke damage, though. Look at Viper in the front line. Has to abandon ship. Just gets the hell out of there.
And this should just be KT picking up the Cloud Dragon for free. And yeah, okay. I guess Ucal and Graves are going to pick that one up. And why are they starting Baron? What?
Do Baron is the call. We will do the Baron. That is the name of the game. They're taking a lot of damage, and we have a flank coming in now from the TF. And it looks like they want to peel off, but they've gotten themselves into a really awkward spot. You can see that the flank is trying to come on in from the Kennen, but it doesn't exactly work out. And so, yeah, definitely a little bit of a tricky one there, as Ucal is on an assassination mission. That does work out in the end, but actually baits in the bar. That is a really nice stun coming into CuVee, but now Marlang all alone there on the left side, but he's surprisingly tanky on that Graves as they're just chasing him down. Do we have a Penta? No Penta potential. Coming in here as he gets the triple, but the other two will be able to get away, and now it looks like it's KT's turn to take their second Baron as they are running towards that area of the map.
So they're back at a 6,000 gold advantage. We take a little brief pause at all the items. So Death Sand's going to be next on Graves. Twisted Fate is almost at final item.
Oh.
Okay, that was a lot of damage.
That's a hit shot.
Yeah. As Viper, ooh, Shirelia's. I really don't like the item, by the way. I'm not a very big fan every single time I see it.
We have double Shirelia's here, by the way.
Nonetheless, let's take a look at the team fight yet again. So Ucal flanking in from the top, goes in onto YeongJae, and then flashes back towards the center with his teammates. Like Maelstrom comes out and ends up deleting Bard. Really feels like he's like, is it Kenny from South Park?
Yeah.
Keeps dying at the start of every fight for no reason, like they focus him.
Oh, man. At least it's not as bad as the Azir that we saw earlier today.
That was
poor Ucal, man.
Yeah.
He's having a much better game 2 and 3. That's for sure.
That was like when you respond to the email that says that you've inherited $6 million and all they need is your bank account information.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That Mireu purchase was wild.
Scammed. Smeb, they're going to look to turn this one around, but he's going to immediately cleanse. The Caitlyn is doing some sick damages. Where did he go? Crit in the face by the Jhin. As CuVee going to go in now, but he's quite low, and he's just going to get burst down as well. The amount of damage that this KT lineup has right now is just so insane. And even though Viper's doing it himself, he's really the only one doing it on the side of Hanwha Life. So really not able to stand up to the immense amount of damage that KT have, as they're going to take the inhibitor and then look to back away.
Yeah, they're going to back away now. They're going to go over immediately to the Baron. And we'll see if they just decide to light it up. I think that would probably end up being the case. After this, Graves should have the reset into Death's Dance. And Lucian, I imagine...
Yeah, we're going over the wall. We're fighting. Nice, YeongJae. Good play. Gets in there. Good effort. Gotta love it.
Not a whole lot
Oh,
to
boy.
say about that. So he's trying to commit his flash for an insect to get 1 kill.
Yeah.
Is what he's going for there, but obviously he would lose his life in the process. Mireu doesn't have teleport, so 1 kill doesn't change the sequence of events, but now you're down flash for the next fight.
Yeah, and it's
So-
a 0.1% chance that you're even going to get the kill against
So-
5 people.
Yeah. Mireu locked up here,
Hello.
gets annihilated by aiming. Curtain Call comes out, lots of bullets, really locking up Viper in the backside and removing him from the team fight, and aiming just doing a really good job with the Deadly Flourish. Baron at 4,700, and they pull the trigger, and then you can see YeongJae, he tries to go onto aiming and knock aiming into Viper, in which case Viper could kill Jhin, I guess, but there's no follow-up from there. 35 seconds until Cloud Drake. Infinity Edge now completed on Lucian. Rabadon's Death Cap seemingly going to be the next item from Twisted Fate.
Looking for oh, they're going to get him.
That's stylish.
The counter one is going to help, and here we go. Here comes all the poke. Oh, it's crazy. CuVee is going to get a really effective slicing Maelstrom, though, but it's just not enough. It's really the only one that's able to do much there, as Mireu also is going to go down, and now, with only the Thresh available on low life, it looks like KT will finally take the series down. 35 minutes into Game 2. They're going to look to push into this bottom side. Takes them a little while to do it, but eventually the amount of scaling they had on their team was able to come together here towards the end. GG, down goes the Nexus, and KT